students, welcome back. Now we are going to see humeral retroversion and what happens if this humeral retroversion is normal or retroversion increases and retroversion decreases. Okay, so again we will see what is retroversion. The posterior orientation of the humeral head with regard to the humeral condyles is called posterior torsion or retrotorsion or retroversion. Okay, now we will see this thing. When the humeral retroversion, in this case the scapula is always in resting position, that is resting position on the scapula, which is internally rotated. Okay, so the scapula is internally rotated, resting position on the thorax. Here the scapula is not moving anywhere, so this is in resting position. So now we will see. So this first pic is the normal retroversion of the humeral head. So what will happen in the case of normal retroversion? So what is the normal retroversion? The head faces medially, superiorly and posteriorly with regard to the shaft of the humerus and the humeral condyle. That means the angle is 30 degrees, isn't it? So what happens in such a kind of humeral retroversion means, here because of this normal retroversion of the humeral head increases the congruence of the glenohumeral joint by orienting the humeral head towards the articular surface of the glenoid fossa. So which increases the normal retroversion increases the congruence of the glenohumeral joint by orienting this humeral head towards the articular surface of the glenoid fossa. That means it increases the congruency of these two articular surfaces. In the case of larger humeral retroversion, so in the second pic, in this pic you can see, so here if you can see this one, here the head is more facing posteriorly, so it is facing more towards posteriorly. Then what happens, it is having a larger humeral retroversion. So if you draw this angle and all and draw like this, so the angle is more than 30 degrees, so it is a larger humeral retroversion angle, orients the humeral head more posteriorly, where on the glenoid surface, when the humeral condyles are aligned in the coronal plane, that is anatomical plane. So the humeral condyles are in normal anatomical plane, but the head is rotated more posteriorly. So then what happens in this condition, what is happening here? So the increased humeral retroversion may result in a range of lateral rotation of the humerus and reduced the medial rotation. So very important, you should note that because of this. So what do you mean by lateral rotation of the arm? So here lateral rotation of the humerus means the humerus has to rotate laterally. So if the humerus has to rotate laterally, means what is happening here? So it is present more posteriorly, so it is having more articular surface to rotate laterally. So that means if increased in the case of increased humeral retroversion, what is happening? There is an increased range of lateral rotation of the humerus and decreased range of medial rotation. Okay, so such kind of range increase in lateral rotation and decreased in medial rotation at the glenohumeral joint can be dominantly seen in some athletes who are using some throwing a ball like that, that is dominant arm of throwing. So in such cases of those persons, they will have such kind of uh, retroversion can be seen in such kind of persons. So an evidence is there, and if you check or if you see those persons, they will have more posterior rotation of the humeral head, we can see in those athletes. That means the people who are using their arms for throwing, in such cases this arm is such kind of humeral retroversion is larger. So this is about the increased humeral retroversion angle. So when you come to this reduced retroversion cases, so in the case of reduced retroversion or antiversion, so what is happening, the humerus places the humeral head anteriorly. So the humeral head normally it has to face posteriorly. If you see this normal humeral retroversion, and if you can compare with this, so what is happening, the head is facing anteriorly. So what is happening, if the head is facing anteriorly, what happened to the angle of retroversion? So definitely the angle of retroversion is decreased. So in the case of decreased humeral retroversion, so in the case of more posterior, what is the range increased? Lateral rotation is increased. Now in this case, which rotation is increased now? Yes, the medial rotation range of motion of the humerus is increased and lateral rotation range of motion is decreased. So if you can see very clearly, so it has some space to rotate medially. It has some space to rotate medially. So but laterally it doesn't have any space to rotate laterally because there is no articular surface available laterally, isn't it? Yes, this is about the humeral retroversion. So in the case of normal retroversion, it increases the congruency of the articular surfaces. In the case of increased humeral retroversion, which increases the lateral rotation range of motion and decreased medial rotation. In the case of reduced retroversion, which increases the medial rotation of the humerus and increased range, which increases the medial rotation and decreases the lateral rotation. Okay, this is all about the humeral retroversion. In the next session, we are going to see the glenoid labrum. Thank you.